people thinking or feeling it's a bit of a drag, is there sort of ways that you can suggest to people, hey, if you look at it like this or do this, or what tips would you have?
Yeah, I guess it's that whole embracing it. I had a meeting, I won't mention names again, but I had a meeting with a pretty big organisation yesterday, and their whole attitude traditionally has been you push it onto the contractor, or they want to push it onto us. But I sort of stopped them and said, what you've got to do here is you've got to embrace it yourself. You've got to understand that it's just a part of doing business. You need to understand it. Yeah, you can delegate bits of it out to people like us to do, who are subject matter experts to do certain things. But at its core, the body corporate committee, the commercial property owner, the business owner needs to understand that health and safety is part of the landscape. It's an important part of your business. It needs to be treated that way. It needs to be resourced that way, and just embrace it. And I can tell you,
Did the old light bulb go off for them?
There'll be a light bulb moment, and you'll find your business will run better. And the best example that I had years ago, we did a lawn mowing contractor, right? One-man band. He said, I need health and safety help, So I sent one of my team over to help him, and he had a shed with all his stuff in it, typical, scenarios, back of his garage. And it was shit everywhere. You can imagine it. And his van was the same. But he was a good guy. Yeah. And we said, look, this is what you're going to do. We're going to detail you, get all your stuff sorted out, get your fuel sorted out, and and that guy rang us up about 6 months later and said, you've changed my life, because my business, I'm so organised now. Yeah. I don't waste stuff. I know where everything is, and I actually end up doing more work.
It's pretty gratifying to hear that.
It was great. It was really good.
It's really positive feedback.
And if it works for him, one-man band, it can work for anyone.
Yeah. The term health and safety, it's been around forever, but if you break it down into those two words, the two main words, not the and, the safety part is, that's fairly clear, and it's about, keeping people safe at work. The health part, I don't know if it's not confusing to me, but health is kind of often associated more with fitness, maybe just in the world that I live in. What is it about the health side that relates to the health and safety? And the other side of that question is there more of a consideration now around mental health in the Health and Safety Act?
Yeah, well, yes, there is around mental health, and stress and fatigue's been something we're supposed to take into consideration. So don't flog your staff like a willing horse, because and I've had a staff member who would work till 4 a.m. if you let him, because he loved being needed, and those people are probably at the greatest risk from that overwork.
So you said you could just finish at 3 and be fine.
Seven. So so stress and fatigue is important, and obviously things like guys driving trucks and it's amazing, isn't it? We set limits on how long you can go between rest, and a 24-hour rest break, or a 12-hour rest break rather, for driving a truck. But we let our doctors flog themselves for 48 hours when they've got to cut you open and do work on you. So I never quite got my head around that. But the health part of health and safety, you're right. It's been ignored for years. And remember, I said at the start, we have about 60 fatalities or so a year, something of that nature. But about 10 times that in terms of health, and it's the silent killer that we don't care about. It's not we don't care about, but we're just oblivious to. So I've been to, a good example, and it's a tragic example. We did some work for